There it is. Yeah, I was just finding the seal. Oh, no. Not the seal, it was just tight. It's kind of like a... It's just, it was on the hub of the crank. I'll be able to see. Kind of like a wheel. All right. I'm just prepping the engine for the engine stand. Probably use my little electric impact for this one. I really want to bend this thing. It's just a seal carrier, but it's good to have. It's just silicone on there. There's that. This on this motor is actually part of the oil pan. You have your sump pan right there, but this is actually part of your oil pan assembly. Don't remember if this acts as a bridge plate for the mains or not. I don't think it does, but I will we'll find out. All right, guys, like I was saying earlier, I used two of the original mounting bolts, those top two bolts, to hold this part of the bracket on for the engine stand. Pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. I got down to here, and you see, oh, well, they had these dowels. Well, we got lucky, and that slips right over. The other side does too. I had to, there was a little bit of some casting slag. I just got my drill and a little stone and just cleaned that up. So that pops right into, I've still got to put that back together. What we have though, the issue I wanted to show you, you can see we have some thread there. But the problem we have is the bolt that lived there isn't long enough. So between my boxes and boxes of spare parts and bolts and hardware, I'm almost positive I have something a little longer in that thread. But the easier thing to do, yeah, it's another trip to the store unless you've already got something. You just get some generic grade 8, grade 5, whatever, just some longer bolts at a hardware store, some washers, some nuts that are a little bit smaller but strong, and it slips right through. So you're not going to have that, you know, problem solved. I was just going to use these. And I opened my drawer to find nuts for these. And right in front of me, I don't even remember where these came from, but there's two of these just sitting there. It's exactly what I needed. Again, y'all probably aren't going to get that lucky. But like I said, you just go to the hardware store, get an assortment, you know, various shoulder length, various diameters. Obviously get the nuts for them too. I had the washers ready to go, but this is a little easier. Yeah, this is where they were, just sitting right in here. And then I had borrowed those these two from my Polar kit, among all the other crap I have. And there we have it. Dripping away. She's on the engine stand. I said I'll probably do the tear down in here. I was planning on just bringing the whole engine into the workshop, but I can still do that. But drain the oil. See what we got. And I've got it pretty well staged where I'm going to tear it apart. Like I said earlier, I was going to bring it into the workshop, but it's going to be a little easier in here. Like I said, I do have a little more room than I normally would with how small this car is. But I'm going to work on taking the turbo off first. You can see there's your, well, you need to use a wobbly for those. All right. Well, that's got to come off first. There's one. There's another one. That's free, that's free. And there she is. Turbo. And manifold. Oh, that was good. I'll probably have the head off tomorrow. And then we'll flip her over and check that bottom end. As you saw earlier, that would have been pretty easy to remove in the car. Sometimes you gotta press those out or pull them off and press them on. Yeah, there's some old belt. This seal is completely ripped. I don't remember if I said in the first episode or not. He had thrown a belt on this engine shortly before it lost oil pressure. With all this material in here, I almost wonder if the sump didn't pick. I mean, I just pulled a. That was in the crankcase. That was in the crankcase. That's part of a belt. I don't know if it's focusing or not. Can't help but think possibly him throwing a belt. The sump pump might have got clogged up with belt material and all this little frilly crap, because the seal is destroyed. I mean, this thing would have been puking oil. Even if it hadn't lost oil pressure, this thing would have been puking oil. This thing completely chewed up this seal. Yeah, you can see how much crap got inside the motor from that belt shredding. Got in behind the damper, shredded that seal. I mean, obviously y'all just saw me prying on it, but you were watching me take pieces out of it. So I have a feeling, even though this thing was massively overfull with oil, kind of rolling the dice. If I'm betting on this, I'd say it was the belt, because I mean, look at all those little hairs. Gotta be organized. No. Yeah. Let's see here. Don't want to bend these covers. They're just stamped steel. Not very strong, but as long as you're gentle with them, there's no problem. Oop. This one is shaped kind of weird. Oh, there's a little dowel right there. I just forgot about that one. Huh. There's a dowel. I'll show you all here in a minute. Oh man. Man, oh man. Well, well guys and girls, that's what happened. This thing would focus. It's probably a setting. Yeah, if I had to, I don't gamble, but pretty obvious what the cause of failure. all from a belt. You know, luckily, I mean, look, you know, and I found some of this in an earlier video, I think episode 1 or the beginning of 2. I found this when I removed this cover, but there wasn't a whole lot of it. I thought maybe it was part of a seal or something. I don't know. I didn't really look at it that in depth. I guess that's a Kevlar strand or whatever the heck the belt's made out of. Really, just don't know, don't care. I could Google it. Yeah, when I took that off, there was pieces up there, and I thought, well, that might have something to do with it, but yeah. Guarantee that oil pump is just chock full of this crap. Man. Inside the, I can't imagine. And that's just was sitting here. Can't imagine what got pulled down into the oil pan. That's gonna be fun. Okay, well, sorry about that. Got the timing chain off, cam bridge. I had made a novice mistake of trying to, I forgot that it has these specialty, there's a specialty bolt that threads into the cam. Didn't have that socket, something else I got to order. I was able to get it off with a brake tool kit. It is reverse threaded, I did look this up. I thought the camera was rolling, I guess it wasn't. No big deal. I mean, there's a billion videos of doing timing chain jobs on this particular engine. It's kind of a mess. I got the oil pump change is dangling. I got the crank stub is loose. I just took everything loose and kind of cheated. I had taken the tensioner off earlier. It's all getting completely tore down, so I wasn't doing anything in any specific order. But, and of course I cheated a little because I had taken the chain off and then needed something to hold the cam from spinning when I broke the torque on that bolt. So I had to put the chain back on and kind of makeshift something, but you know, you can get a timing tool set for these engines for like 35 bucks on Amazon, and that's probably the route I'll go as often as I'm going to be working on one of these things. I'd very carefully use the brake caliper tool. Coincidentally, pins lined up. Not perfect. I was about to modify it, but it was working. I mean, these don't go, this is not very deep either. I mean, actually, I think that's as far as it would have went anyway. So, what we're at so far, pretty much getting ready to pull the head off. The cam bridge out, timing chain out, one of the tensioner and one of the guides. You can see how much just crap there is everywhere from that belt. As I don't, I'm on that. That's everything's loose, just floating around. But next, I'll be pulling the head. Won't be in this video. It'll be in the next one. I'm just running out of time. Already got a ton of footage I need to edit. But pretty much, you know, you stick around to see the carnage underneath. So once I get the head off, I'm going to flip this thing over and we're going to look at the sump and look at the pickup. But, you know, ultimately, I'm 99.9% sure the cause of failure for this engine was that belt shredding and getting in behind the damper. Yep. Stick around and we'll find out.